People really don't like being dragged through a lot of research. So this time I decided I would do it again. We're going to start off by coming to terms with some of the names involved in describing a nose. So I've got here a few descriptions. We can go by them. Something to remember when carving a nose. There's a lot of depth to the nose, from the bridge of the nose back to the eye, and from the tip of the nose back to the wings. And remember, the philtrum is almost at the halfway point in terms of depth. And so underneath the nose, there has to be a real curvature. The face, you can fit your face into a corner. Do that sometimes. Stand in a corner of a room when no one's looking, and you can see that a face will fit into a 90 degree. Here we have a description of that curve, and you can see it's a pretty strong curve, and the nose rests on that. So the nose is not resting on a flat surface on the face. We have a carver up our way, George Wickham. He has some Wickham's laws. One of them is if it's straight and flat, it's a table. It's not a bird wing or an ear or a cheek or anything else. You have to remember that the nose surface where it adjoins to the rest of the face is going to determine an awful lot of your carving of the nose. Think of the nose as a geometric form. The simplest would be a tetrahedron. There I have a tetrahedron with the top cut off. One thing you have to remember, though, is that curve underneath, the curve on the bottom. And we'll illustrate it there. That's the basic shape. And you see it from the front. Of course, that's a real oversimplification. Or you can imagine it as a cucumber and some asparagus. There's a lot of different ways. See, Bruegel had the right idea. He had a real creative bent to him. Let's use the roller coaster diagram again. And you can see you're really moving up and down, in and out quite a bit. Nothing flat going on there. And let's see what that looks like in real life. Yeah, we have... who's going to rescue those people? Another way of looking at the nose is a cylinder. You lengthen it, make it somewhat oval in shape, add a ball on the end, narrow the top of the bridge there, wings on the nose, flare out the cylinder a little bit where it meets the face, and you have a rough idea of the shape of a nose. Just different ways of looking at the shape there. Here we have some pictures of noses, and something to remember here. Try this. Your fingers down either side of your face, starting at the edge of your nose. You won't feel any lines. So when you see lines in the face, see here in the boy especially, you can see there's no lines. It's a gradual curve. And where you do see lines, it's a shadow on each side of the nose. There's actually no line there. You wouldn't take a gouge and run right up either side. Lots of different shapes of noses, and however many shapes, they generally follow a basic structure, and quite often they are very graceful. Now let's get to the carving part. There's the proportion diagram, and I'll scale that up because we're just doing the nose here. So we will do some of the adjoining area, just because the nose happens in that perspective, and if you try and do a nose without some of the adjoining areas, I don't know that you always come to a complete understanding of it. So there, down to the bridge from the tip off to either side, and you can see from this view that the depth of the nose goes past the philtrum. Now we're gonna just carve down on either side there, and shape out the wings of the nose a little bit there. And we're working out some of the areas around the eyes also. We have to leave room for that as well, because that adjoins next to the nose. Now, we'll get the chisel, and we'll start cleaning it up. Basswood, it doesn't always finish so nicely with a chainsaw, but especially with some woods, it's amazing how close you can get with the saw. We're going to shave off all the rough portions, but you can see already that there is a general form now going down into the eye socket. There, cleaning out under the nose, and you can see the wing of the nose there starting to form. There. And work the nostril a little bit. Now get down inside either side of the bridge of the nose, and we're careful to not take out too much where the eye will be, because that's going to bulge back out again. There, cleaning up there. There's a furrow from either wing of the nose down, the smile groove there, and there's different names, but I'll indicate that as well. Here, working down into the corner of the eye so that the bridge of the nose and the eye are far enough apart. It's pretty deep down in there to the corners of the eyes, and we're very careful to carve that out carefully. There, we'll smooth that off a bit. And get the dorsum there, the main frontal structure of the nose. And there, the philtrum, carve that out a little bit. I've just indicated the top of the lip a little bit. There, we'll smooth this out. There. I've left most of these structures quite large, just so that they're more obvious. So the nose normally wouldn't be that wide, although you'll always find exceptions, but it's not average. I've enlarged it just so that the forms are a little easier to read. And this is going to be rough again, but I'll have most of the basic shapes delineated. It would just be a question after that of refining things. And you can see there's not too many lines happening here. Now, on an older face, you actually would have a sharp line around the wing of the nose and down to each corner of the mouth. But very often it's actually just a gentle curve. And that's basically what I'll be carving here with this. Not too many hard lines, mostly just changes of shape. And you'll see, especially with young faces and babies' faces, there's just gentle changes of curvature, and for that reason it's actually quite difficult to do. There, we'll just have a look around, see that from different perspectives. Again, a little rough, but most of the basic forms are there. And you can always refine it and make your variations from there. I'd like to mention Robin Wenzowski, Robin's Amazing Art. He has a lot of good videos and tutorials about chainsaw carving. I mentioned Fred Savadil before, and the other carvers that I've mentioned are all at the Woodcarving Academy, and I have the link for that included. So thanks, and stay safe, and good carving.